Hi, how are we doing? This is Lacho again. Uh, Today I would like to talk about the common mistakes in preparation of products prior to be painted. Um, at the moment I'm doing an external door and a frame which is made out of a teak wood. The external products are slightly different than what you can use inside. There is a few products you can use. You can use a primer, aluminium primer, which is oil based, and then you can apply whatever you like on top of it. There is a water based product. Now my favorite one will be from the water based range will be the Prime One by Color Scent, which is recommended for hardwood, and that's for hand painting I'm talking about. Now for spray, the best uh, so far is the 2-pack polyurethane. I've used barrier coat, which is quite thin product. It's a clear product. It's deep penetration uh, barrier coat, which goes deep into the timber and seals it and gives it a longer protection. Uh, it is recommended one coat. I always like to give an extra coat, so I don't know. That's just me. It's the same with the top coat and everything. I always prefer to give it a couple of extra coats. Just myself, I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I like the product to be perfect. I've been criticized by my colleagues. You know, when we talk to friends, they say, "Why would you do that? That's you're spending more money for materials, more time for labor." Uh, I'm happier when the product looks better, and when the customer is happy, I'm that gives me satisfaction. What I've done yesterday here, that will be the door, this will be the frame. I've done 2 coats of a barrier coat, one early in the morning, then I have a heater. We dried the product, then a light sanding, second coat of barrier coat, later left it for the day. Later in the evening, we sanded it off. We gave it a coat of, that'll be actually the color. It's a nice grey color. Uh, that's the finish coat. That's the top coat. We gave it one coat so we can see what it needs to be repaired, because with the clear you cannot see everything. Now, we're talking about the common mistakes in prepping the panel. This is what am I talking about all the time? Sanding against the grain. No, you get deep scratches here. Somebody tried to get rid of that filler, which is too much, first of all. I don't know what they were feeling. Then we have another filler there, we have another filler there. It's everywhere. Now, they were probably feeling something like that, which is very small. You need to put filler only there. You don't need to create a big spot. The more filler doesn't mean you're doing a better job. You need to fill only this, okay, and this, and that one there. It's only a scratch. You need to fill only the scratch. You don't need to create a big, patch like that, because that is something that I cannot repair anymore. This is the filler fills in the grain and creates a very smooth surface, and does not match the rest of the door. This is a problem, but I'll try to hide it with a couple of extra coats of paint, but it will always be there, it will always be seen. Maybe not as noticeable, but it will always be there. This is the frame, the same story. We have we have opening on where the timber was joined here. Now that will be okay to repair. Even if you put a bit more, you can blend it in, because it's only a narrow piece. But on a large panel, just there's no need to put a massive amount of filler and then just create something that does not look right. Now this door is expensive door. It's coming from a joinery. The first time I work with them, I'm not quite impressed. Now it is good, but I prefer when they bring something to me, if they don't know how to, some of the joiners, they're just careless. They just slap on a bit of filler. Okay, this is it's filled. There is no hole there. But when you apply paint, then it shows everything. And for such an expensive door, this is not very pleasing. Hopefully, we'll try to get rid of it. As I said, we will not get rid of it 100%, but if you can hide it as much, I will be happy. I'll go around, I'll do a bit more filling. Now there is a few places missed. There is a good few places missed that are not filled. I'll go and I'll get this repaired. I'll give it a sanding, and I'll come back to you again then. Okay, I've gone through, and whatever I saw, I just put a bit of filler. Now I'll be doing that again later on, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Now these are the way I'm filling. You don't need, as I said, you don't need to put a huge, you just need a bit of filler inside the hole. Now, that'll be the frame. There was a few openings there. Now we've repaired, but I just want to show you my way of filling this. Just get a bit of filler here. Now, this will be the joint of the timber, but they join two pieces together. That's the most common. It happens, and then they put a huge amount of filler around. You don't need. You just need to close that small little hole. Okay, that small little opening. That's what you need to fill. Now, when you put your filler, don't get afraid to get dirty. Wipe it off with your fingers. Okay? We don't have an excess filler that you need to go and sand in forever. These are all fills. When you wipe it off, you open the grain again and you close actually the gap. That's what you need to do. You don't need to put a huge amount of filler like this and then try to sand it with the machine. No, put a bit of filler, wipe it off. Look, this I can sand this even with my hand now. I don't have sandpaper. Okay, the other thing is to not put too much. Just fill in the hole, then go and give it a light sanding. Okay, give it a light sanding and go again. Now I'll wipe off the filler which is not in the hole. Same here. Give it a light sanding. Fill with the now usually the filler soak in a bit, so we'll give it a second fill. Wipe off, just leave inside the dent. That's what you need to do. But in my experience with joiners, they'll slap on a lot of filler fill it only once. Oh, I don't have time to do that now. I do it once and I do it right. This is not right. This is not good. Do it twice, do it properly. Everything needs to be done twice. You can't, even if you want to paint, I cannot paint this in one coat, can I? No. Even if after one coat it's grey, but it's no good. You have to do 2 times, sometimes 3 times. Depends on the hole. There was a couple of scratches here that were, you know, these are scratches, these are not nice. But like if I put too much filler here, it'll show everything. You just fill in the crack, give it a light sanding after it's dry. That's in a bit now, a very small bit. Just fill it second time. Now, what's around, I'll wipe it off with my finger. I'll just leave the filler inside the crack. And second time when we sand it, that'll be gone. You will still have the pattern of the scratch, but it will not be as visible. But if I put too much filler, as what's on the other side, it'll flash and you will see it from miles away. This, you have only a small bit of filler inside the crack. Okay, I'll go around, I'll sand off all the filler I've put on, and I'll give it a second coat of filler. I'll sand it again and I'll finish the door. As I said, now if you do it twice, first of all the first coat dries very quick. You fill in the gap, whatever it needs to sink in, it'll sink in. Then the second coat of filler, it'll just finish the job. It'll create a nice finish, and you still have a dent. A dent is a dent. You can't get rid of it, but it's only a small little thing which will not be as noticeable as what it is up there. Okay, I'll see you in a few minutes. Okay guys, now that we have the frame and the door filled and sanded twice, and the door is and the frame, they're ready for the top coat. Now there was a couple of nasty scratches now I found out now when I was filling the second time, but hopefully they won't show after the paint. What is next now? I will be applying 3 coats of the top coat, of the final coat. So hopefully that'll be enough, but if it's not, we can always put another one. Okay. This is the paint. Now I just want to show you how thick the paint is. So it depends all on your equipment, on your gun, how you're going to mix the paint, what ratio you're going to mix the paint. Now the more thinners you add, the more coat you will need. So that's that. Now the paint is quite expensive, but as I mentioned before, it'll be the best product on the market for the moment. We will see it on the door in a few minutes. Alright, we're coming to an end of my video now. Unfortunately, I did not get away with 3 coats. I just had to put an additional 2 coats on top of it. Just try to create a bit of a more texture to get rid of the filler I was showing you earlier on. I'll show you now how it looks like. We pretty much were able to hide that now, but I had to put a very heavy coat on the door to be able to do that, which I usually do not like, because then it compromised the finish a bit, but I did not have much of a choice. just to show you where I was putting the filler. You see pretty much nothing. I can't even, I'm trying to find where exactly I was putting the filler. You don't. Okay. That will be the other side of the door. We had a pretty nasty scratch in the middle of the door, but it's still there when you look in an angle because it was going across. But it's actually, when you move out, you cannot see that. And that'll be the frame there. The frame is nearly dry, so this is actually our finished product. It's ready to go. My next project will be a staircase which will be stained in ebony and white. It'll be two-tone stairs. If you're interested, just look for my next video. Thank you.